everyone, I'm just going to show you a quick video on how to pose a doll with feather wings. I've made a whole new mechanism that involves bolts like these. They're about 4mm at the top and they just sit on the inside of the wing. The feathers are then attached to that and it means they can spread quite easily. So how to pose the wings, that's quite straightforward. Mostly like the other wings, the other parts of the doll. With the legs you can obviously bend them, they just have wire inside them so you can bend them anyway. If they get really kinky and squashed then you can just hold the end and pull and that should straighten out the wire quite happily. These are bulked up, that wire hasn't been bent, that's fabric, so the wires just go straight through, so you can bend it like that. Tail, so obviously really easy. Okay. If you have a pair of wings that are made with this mechanism, you can probably feel that there's a raised up area in there, like a little knobble, and that's where the pivot joint is for these feathers, these big feathers. So if you can feel that, then it means the rest of the wire in there, which is bent, well, that's where the joint is, so you can bend it at that pivot point. That's how you move the wing up and down, and yeah, that's your articulation point, I would recommend, to save you from twisting this wire. It also means you can twist the wings back and forth like that. To close the wings is really easy. You can just hold there, move this finger up here and squish them in, like so. And then you need to find the first feather and pull that one to open them. If you can't find the first feather, then just try and open them out a bit, and then you should be able to work out which one's the first feather. And just put your thumb there and your finger hooked underneath the first feather, and then just push your thumb and pull your finger, and that should spread them quite easily. Like push and pull, and there you go. Do that again. Push, pull. There you go. Now that might happen where the wing twists. That's where you look for the pivot point and then just bend it back into a more natural thing. The other thing that might happen is that this feather might go lower down, or it might overlap the other feathers. See how it's overlapping this feather and it looks a bit weird? That's really easy to fix. You just take the bottom of the feather just next to the pivot point and bend it down just so that they're all layered properly. For those of you that are interested, this is my photography setup, just a couple of daylight lamps with some tissue paper taped onto the wall. Really basic, really basic. It's sort of, what's that, like dusk o'clock? What time is it anyway? I think it's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but because I live in Scotland it's dark outside, or at least getting there. I try to do all my photography at night, because then you don't have any daylight interfering, although you can get extremely wonderful photos if you take them outside. I just prefer to do it inside in the dark, especially at this time of year. It's cold outside.